That's a weird.
CMC's out for how many weeks? 3, 4?
Depends on what the Germans can do with him.
Yeah, he might not come back till like week 10 or some shit.
Depending
after their bye.
Do to him, they're gonna give him a shiza on his chest.
Yep.
They have a bye week 9.
Bye week 9. Okay. Yeah.
So probably after that.
Right in time for playoffs.
Can't keep losing to teams like the Rams though.
It's true. Very true.
What's up, everybody? About to get live right now.
Yo.
Yeah.
Just clearing the throat so quick. Got to give a little hot to a.
All hawk no Tua in Miami, baby.
Pause Tua. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another installment of K Sports Football. We know we missed you the last couple of weeks, so we're here to make it up for y'all. But before we begin, let me bring up our sponsors real quick at Clear Cleaning Solutions. One of them right here, held by our very own Francis, Clear Cleaning Solutions OC. But look out for Zach's own OC, Clear Cleaning Solutions OC. But before we get started, I just want to give a brief shout out to our sponsors at SafeLightCandle.com, where you can get LED lighting for the Lolo for either your room, office, home office, or anywhere you need some LED accent lighting or just lighting in general. Visit SafeLightCandle.com. They got everything you need as far as lighting goes. at very affordable prices. So please give them a visit. And also, before we begin, please take a moment, if you haven't already, please subscribe to our Patreon. Our Patreon gives you exclusive access to our Discord. And in our Discord, you have access to our fantasy football matchups, and you can talk to each and every one of us, the Caveman members. We talk about a bunch of other things like you see today, we're doing sports, we do movies, we're doing cinematic symbolisms. It's a new segment that we're doing. And Jarizi has his own segment with Inside the Cave with his crew. So please consider joining our Patreon. You can find that link at K4V3.com. That's cave.com. All right, guys. And, like I said, we've been out for the last couple weeks. Here we are back to recap week 3 and preview week 4. So let's go ahead and just get right into it. I know we have. Let's go ahead and bring up the AFC Week 3 record so far. As at the end of Week 3, obviously we got Pittsburgh sitting at 3-0 with the best defense in NFL, which we're going to get to later in the segment. But before we get there, let's go ahead and break this down. Zach, Francis, what were some matchups that you were surprised here? Let's see. I want to hear what you guys thought, if you caught any of these games that you want to talk about.
I didn't think the Bengals would be 0-3. I thought they would at least have one game under their belt already. But yeah, man, the Magic in Cincinnati might be a little lackluster now. I think it partially has to do with their defense. But yeah, that's one surprise. I mean, the AFC North is very competitive to begin with, so we'll see how the rest of the season goes. Anything can happen. But yeah,
I agree. It's kind of disappointing to see the Bengals like this. They were so good the past couple of years. All of a sudden, it's just 0-3 opening, huh?
Yeah. But besides that, everything else in the AFC looks pretty normal to me. I mean, considering the Tua injury, I think if he was healthy, they might be 2-1, but who knows?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, AFC South, I thought Texans would be there. AFC West, I don't think anyone's going to take it away from the Chiefs. So, yeah. What do you guys think?
Chiefs very easily could be 0-3 right now.
They could.
They could be.
A couple inches. And
let me just say that I think the refs have bailed them out those last 3 games.
Oh, fuck yeah, they have.
Maybe a little bit.
Not a little bit, a whole lot of it.
Yeah. Pass interference in the end zone. Come on now.
And then not calling pass interference. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm really surprised actually by Jacksonville. They look like they're really bad this year.
Again.
Yeah, I think I saw something earlier this week that said that they've lost 9 games in a row dating back to last season.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So, that's pretty crazy. But yeah, Cincinnati and then, Miami, obviously, that's because they're injured. But everything else, I mean, pretty status quo in the AFC.
Are you guys surprised to see Baltimore opening like this, 1-2?
A little bit. I thought they would be at least 2-1 right now. But yeah, that
Raider game was shocking.
Yeah.
I mean, right.
Game should have been theirs. I mean, it was. They just couldn't stop Gardner Minshew and Devontae Adams and Brock Bowers that one game. So that might just be a fluke. It's still kind of early in the season.
Oh, definitely. I mean, also Baltimore is kind of like, if you look at it on paper, the roster is kind of it's a new roster, right? I believe the O-line is new. Obviously, Derrick Henry is still going to get used to this offense. It's a lot of adjustments going on. But I've been kind of reading people upset saying, Harbaugh needs to go already. They're just still clinging on to that one Super Bowl win. But I'm like, still, the Baltimore has been in contention every year since. It's not like they've been, terrible. So I don't think Harbaugh needs to go. I think they need to give this team a chance to kind of just gel a little more. Like I said, it's on paper, it's a new team. You might see some familiar faces, but really, it's kind of a new team.
There are also a lot of changes behind the scenes too, with Ortiz going to the Chargers, and I think personnel wise too, it's a little different. So that could be the reason why.
Oh, definitely. Buffalo 3-0. So we got 3 3-0 teams. We're gonna get to that with the undefeated teams left in the NFL, but obviously we have 3 teams here in the AFC. We got Pittsburgh, Buffalo, Kansas City. We did say that Kansas City could very well be 0-3 right now, which would be shocking considering the power. They were literally like the Warriors of the NFL for the last few years, and now, close games, but I think it's still something they're going to fix, and I still think they're the team to beat, in all honesty, despite showing weaknesses or, refs bailing them out. But AFC West, Kansas City is a team to beat. Pittsburgh, surprising. I think Justin Fields is going to ultimately remain the starter because they're doing pretty well with him. And just kind of hearing what Mike Tomlin is saying, seems like they've moved on. They said he's kind of hinting like they're going to stick with Justin Fields, even if Russell gets healthy. What do you guys think of that situation, that quarterback situation? I mean, they have a free quarterback in Russell Wilson, so it's not like they're losing much if they don't fucking start him, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think Justin Fields should have been the starter regardless, even before the season, and I think it just worked out in their hands that Russell Wilson was injured prior to week 1 and gave Justin Fields a shot to prove himself, and their run game is good too. I mean, their defense is what helps them win the games right now, and Justin Fields is doing well enough to, solidify the wins and get them there. So, yeah, I think it's better that they're starting Justin Fields versus.
I think it's deserved at this point. He opened the team 3-0. Yeah. Arguably, he also has a really good defense backing him up, but still, he's able to move that offense, making good decisions with the ball. He's releasing the ball a lot quicker than Russell would, because we all know Russell likes to hold that ball, and he's kind of like aloof in the pocket a little bit nowadays. I don't know what happened in Seattle. This guy was like a magician and leaving the pocket, can't get him, makes great throws on the run, and now he's kind of just like, what are you doing? But yeah, so that's about it for AFC in the week 3. Did you guys want to elaborate anything else on these teams before we move on to NFC?
I'm just curious to see how the Steelers look when they play, more of a high-powered offensive team, because they've,
of course,
squeaked by the Falcons, Steelers, and kind of, decimated the Chargers physically, so they were able to pull away late in that game. But it doesn't look like they're going to be really tested until for another 2 weeks when they got the Cowboys, and after that maybe the Jets. But it's pretty light for them.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of the Jets real quick before we move on, a lot of people can say, oh, here they are. It's like, well, they played the Patriots, guys.
Yeah, their one loss was to the Niners when they were healthy. So
yeah, so it's like, it's just the Patriots. But did you guys see that little thing they're trying to read Aaron Rodgers' lip on the sideline? Apparently Saleh tried to give him a hug and he pushed him away and kind of said some shit to him. And Twitter's trying to read his lips. Did you guys read about that?
Little bit. I think he was talking about how Saleh always is like craving that 2-score lead, and so I think that's supposedly what he said to him was, "There's your fucking 2 scores," as like a nudge, but it looks really bad optically, like the cameras when the cameras picked it up,
especially in slow motion, right? It looks dramatic.
Yeah,
but
I was
reading
McAfee show.
I was
just like quick jab.
I was reading one where someone kind of read it, kind of matched up for me, and they were saying it's not over yet, like telling Saleh don't celebrate so early. It's not over yet, So who knows what it is, but I think it's a lot of people trying to make drama out of nothing. Facts. But speaking of that, with the AFC Week 3, we ran that down for you here. We have the NFC Week 3 schedule. 2 NFC teams at 3-0. We got Minnesota and Seattle, which is kind of surprising me. Is it Geno Smith, the answer for Seattle? He looks like he's working well with the new coach, legendary coach also. So, yeah. Were there any games that you guys wanted to touch on for NFC?
I think the Vikings were very surprising. I mean,
Darnold, baby.
I like Kevin O'Connell as a coach, but I just didn't think he could shape Sam Darnold into the system that they have, and I've been proven wrong. So good luck to them the rest of the way. I hope that NFC North becomes even more competitive. Caleb Williams finally looked like what he's capable of last week in week 3. Showed his ceiling in that game. Had some explosive plays, some good throws to their other rookie wideout, Roma Dunze, I think. So I'm really keeping my eyes peeled with the NFC North because, I mean, even with Green Bay, I mean, they're able to get 2 wins under Malik Willis. They could have easily went 0-3, and I think Jordan Love is slated to come back this week.
Keep him away.
Yeah, so it's going to be a very close division. I'm looking forward to more of those divisional matchups in that North. But besides everything else, I'll let Zach talk about the Niners. 'Cause, man, those injuries have been plaguing them. But the NFC East, I am surprised that the Cowboys are playing this bad. But I guess
Really?
that should have been expected if they didn't make any offseason moves. And their run game is not. I mean, they didn't re-sign Tony Pollard. They got back old ass Ezekiel Elliott. So, they have some stuff to figure out over there. Obviously, Eagles playing well with Saquon Barkley. If he catches that pass or they run that play on 3rd down, they could be 3-0 right now. But it's all good. We make mistakes. And yeah, the NFC South. I would think the Falcons would be at least in 2-1, but hey, the Saints and the Bucks had some good, strong quarterback play, at least through the first 2 weeks. Week 3, Derek Carr and Baker Mayfield kind of played whatever. So, but yeah, I think the main surprise is Minnesota at 3-0.
Yeah, I mean, considering there was a lot of hype going with JJ McCarthy, and people were saying, "Oh, here comes Sam Darnold," but Sam Darnold looks comfortable in that system.
Yeah.
And I remember Zach kind of called it, saying it's going to be Sam Darnold's year. He's gonna turn shit around. And so far, you're on the money with that, Zach. And it's nice to see him. Maybe, and people are like, "Well, he wasn't." Well, I mean, it's the Jets, man. The Jets haven't really been good with quarterbacks.
True.
So I also did say that I was almost calling them the Twins because it's baseball season, but the Vikings were going to be absolute dog shit this year. Not the case. But my gut pick not my gut pick, my heart pick that I wanted for the NFC East, the Commodores, looking good, huh?
Hey,
Not looking too bad.
Jaden McDaniels looking nice.
Yeah, Jaden Daniels looks really good so far. Yeah, the NFC has been pretty fun to watch so far. Obviously, Niners completely decimated. Not looking great right now. Thankfully, we got the Patriots coming to Levi's on Sunday, so hopefully that turns around. But it was a pretty brutal way to lose in SoFi South this past Sunday. Panthers turned to Andy Dalton, getting the win right there.
Yeah,
Not bad, nice. Beating the Raiders. Yeah, he looked really good. Falcons kind of got screwed on Sunday, right? I think it's a theme so far for the Chiefs and NFL. We'll get to that later too. But I mean, Giants, we thought were going to be bad. They're bad. Yeah, I mean, I guess they're probably I can safely say they're probably the worst team in the NFC. But that's crazy that every single team in the NFC has a win, though. So as opposed to AFC, there's a couple 0-3. There's like 3 0-3 teams.
It's the Bengals. I think the Jaguars and the Titans, right? They're all 0-3.
So,
but yeah, so NFC showing a little more strength because they all each at least have a win.
Exactly.
But anything goes in the season, really. I mean, we could see. Who knows? Cincinnati can go undefeated from here on.
Mm-hmm. It's a long season, boys.
It is a long season, but yeah, like I said, for me, kind of surprised to see Seattle 3-0 with Geno under the center, but it's working with Mike McDonald. Shows that he knows what he's doing, but obviously, I think Pete Carroll's also there doing something, even though he's just in the personnel. But who knows? But like, just want to touch on Caleb Williams. Kind of looking like he's living up to the hype. The first couple games, it was kind of like, there goes another first week quarterback doing kind of shitty. But who knows? And then when Keenan Allen gets inserted back into that lineup, he could have another weapon for him. So we'll see how it turns out for week 4. But yeah, guys. Anything else you guys want to talk about here? I mean, we got some injuries like Washington Eckler out with a concussion. Kind of hope he was going to be an explosive player off the bench for the Commanders, but he really hasn't really been performing. So for anyone with the fantasy for Eckler, I think he'd be a little disappointed. But I think there's a little hope. Hold on to him. He could bring out those Charger days out of him, but we'll see. But yeah, like I think we touched on the NFC pretty well. But if there's anything we're missing, guys.
No, I think we're good.
All right. So we're going to look at the NFL season to date. This was brought up by Zach. These are all slides provided by Zach. So, Zach, go ahead and walk us through this one.
I think it's pretty incredible that over 70 million people have tuned into Chiefs games and got to see the controversy in all three of those games so far with them. That's a lot of viewers. It's just another reminder in general of how big of a juggernaut the NFL is so far. They just keep increasing and increasing viewership and the amount of eyes on the product, which is super impressive. I think when you look at these teams though that the most watched, the Chiefs week 1 and week 3 were both primetime games. The other 3 were the afternoon game of the week on the respective stations, CBS and Fox. So people tune out or tune in for the marquee matchups. They'll tune in for the Chiefs. It's pretty crazy that 3 out of the 4 top-rated games involve the Chiefs, but that's kind of there's a lot to be said about that. I think with all the external factors with that team right now, with Taylor Swift still involved, and
hey, the 28th is coming up. They're supposed to break up. They're supposed to break.
Yeah, I mean we're gonna find out real quick. That was not accurate. So, Cowboys still America's team in terms of viewership. Cowboys lost both those games, right?
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Wait, did they beat Cleveland? I thought they beat Cleveland week 1.
Did they beat Cleveland? Was that week 1?
Yeah. I think they beat Cleveland and they lost. They lost to Baltimore, and then who they lose to in week 2? I'm tripping. Maybe they did win or lose that game. I don't fucking know.
But yeah, it's just been a steady increase of viewers, and NFL is the king of TV, man. Just another reminder.
The king of Sundays, honestly. You would think it's Jesus Christ.
It's the day of rest, yeah.
They own the day of the week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but the Kansas City is all driven by also... I mean, they're the best team in the NFL right now. But throw in Taylor Swift on there, you're going to get people who just want to see if they can get a glimpse of her. Well, yeah. So, pretty impressive numbers, if I'm being honest. I mean, 18 of 20. Wow, top 20. But yeah, so moving on after week 3. These are the remaining undefeated teams in the NFL. Any of these surprise you guys?
Vikings.
Yeah.
Steelers.
Vikings, Seahawks, Steelers. But I also feel like
Seahawks kinda because of who they played. I think I picked them all 3 weeks to win in my pick'em league with my family. So
yeah, I mean that's another factor throwing who they played. I mean Seahawks kind of had like the easier schedule compared to Vikings and the Steelers. So, but give them credit, 3-0, still 3-0. Buffalo 3-0. Kansas City, controversial.
just like little things here and there that could be 0-3 right now, and we'd be having a completely different conversation.
Oh yeah. But yeah, so this can change next week. I mean, who they got going on next week? So we'll find out before we preview week 4. But as far as week 3 is over, these are our top 5 receiving yards. The receivers, we have Nico Collins, Rashee Rice, Jawan Jennings, Justin Jefferson, and Malik Neighbors. Not really a surprising list for me, to be honest. I thought Justin Jefferson would be a little higher, but he's still putting in numbers even with Sam Darnold. That's good to see. And yeah, what do you guys think about this top 5 right here?
Malik Neighbors is a baller.
Yeah, he is.
Malik Neighbors is a baller, 100%. With Danny Dimes thrown to him.
Yeah,
Danny Dimes. Yeah, Nico Collins up there. Yeah.
I would say obviously Jawan Jennings, like he had that big game last week, but that's just the product of Debo being out and Brock slinging it like he has been. So
Yeah,
I'm
they're
surprised
flourishing.
I'm actually surprised Justin Jefferson's on there because I didn't think Sam Darnold would be playing this well this early in the season. So props to
It
them.
just shows how reliable Justin Jefferson is.
Yeah,
you know,
just throw that ball
Different
up,
quarterback.
JJ
He's
is-
able to make plays. So
he did have that
making
197-yard touchdown 2 weeks ago against the Niners.
That is true.
That helps a lot.
Oh yeah, we forget about that, right? But
big chunk play.
Yeah, I did not forget about that.
Well, so there's our top 5 receiving yards up to week 3, and now we're on to our top 5 rushing yards. Saquon Barkley really carrying the Eagles right now because Jalen Hurts looking like it hurts for him.
Yeah, dude, that boy needs to take care of the ball.
Yeah, he does. I mean, Francis is if you
Absolutely.
guys don't know, he's a big Eagles fan, so at least you got a top 5 rusher right here, leading the league right now with 351 yards through week 3. As an Eagle fan, how you feeling about this?
I mean, Eagles have one of the best, arguably the best, offensive line, even with Kelsey not there anymore at the helm. So you just put a stud running back in front of a really good offensive line, and good things are going to happen. I mean, he wasn't able to show that his skills in New York because New York never invested in the offensive line. So now we have a product of, I mean, and all these top 5 rushers here, I mean, they all have really good offensive lines. Like, I mean, you could make an argument that the Niners have a better offensive line than Saquon Barkley with Trent Williams over there.
Except for one spot on the O-line, but yeah.
Yeah. And then Chargers, I mean, Jim Harbaugh is just like putting like 8 people on the line and then then just running their ball down their throat. So it's,
if it works, it works.
Yeah, it works. So yeah, I mean, you need a great offensive line, obviously, but some offensive lines have like stud people. I mean, Chargers drafted Joe Alt, and that pulls a fucking mountain. And
dude,
that was a
so big.
Yeah, so big, and he just moves people out the way. So there's no way you're getting around that guy right off the snap of the ball. So yeah.
And what's crazy about Alt is I think in the first three games of his career, he had to go up against Max Crosby, Clowney, and TJ Watt, and I think he only gave up one. He's only given up 1 sack.
Yeah.
And it was this past week to TJ Watt. So that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
That boy big, and he's fast. I mean, not fast, quick on his feet and reaction time. Good hand coordination. As soon as the ball snaps, he can fight hands and hit you in the helmet. He's doing all kinds of shit.
Yeah. But I mean, one for me that I want to point out here is Jordan Mason filling in big shoes with Christian McCaffrey out for a little longer, it seems. But for him to put up numbers like this as a backup, that's crazy good. 324 yards. He's sitting at second, right behind Saquon. As a Niner fan, Zach, I know you're happy to see that you still have a running back who can produce. But you put Christian McCaffrey back in this mix. Where do you guys see Christian McCaffrey landing on this top 5?
I don't think McCaffrey's going to end up on any final like leaderboard stats at this point. He's more or less going to miss half the season, it sounds like. So,
No, I meant if he was to start the season.
Oh, like if he would have been here the whole time?
Yeah.
I'd say he'd be around this. He'd be around 300 yards rushing, I would say.
Easily. Because Jordan Mason's showing that the Niners have a good run game. That's why he's flourishing at 324. So put their star running back, Christian McCaffrey. I agree with you. He'd be in the 300s as well. But go ahead.
He might have less, though, because I think he'd have a lot more. There'd be a lot more receiving yards allocated to the running back position for that offense. So maybe it cuts into it a little bit. But, I mean, I would have fully expected him to be somewhere close to this list if he was healthy at the since the start of the season. So, but shout out Jordan Mason and the Niners front office for being able to find pieces. I mean, they have 2 players. Well, we'll get to quarterback, but they have 2 players on these 2 lists that we've seen, and neither of them are quote unquote stars and starters going into the season, right? Juwan Jennings and Jordan Mason.
Yeah.
That's just a testament to the front office and the schemes that they're able to put together on a week-to-week basis. So
I would have to agree. It's all about putting
I'm happy.
pieces together. Yeah. As a
Especially a
Niner
couple
fan,
more
you should be.
wins, but I'm happy.
Still early in the season. Got a long season to go, guys. But
Yeah.
J.K. Dobbins sitting at 310. Pretty good for the Chargers. Alvin Kamara, we know he had a big game. And then Derrick Henry, I think once he gets a little more comfortable in that system, we could see him climb this leaderboard. But we'll see how this all turns out. But yeah, so now we're now moving on to our top 5 passing yards in up to week 3. We got Dak Prescott sitting at number 1. Brock Purdy not sitting too far behind, and you got Geno Smith, Jalen Hurts, and Matthew Stafford. Is Dak Prescott at 1 surprising you guys at all?
Kinda. I guess it's because I thought they would run more.
Mm-hmm.
But I am a little surprised that he's sitting up top there. But was he the leading passer last year?
Not sure.
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't remember.
I have a feeling I saw something that said that he was the leading passer last season. So I guess it shouldn't be too surprising. Definitely surprised at Geno and Matt Stafford being on this list. Obviously Geno because of his season last year, and Matt Stafford because of his weapons being completely decimated. But I mean, Dak, Brock, and Jalen, I probably expected them to be on top 5.
Yeah, I agree. I think a lot with Matthew Stafford had to do with some of the game script, because a lot of their games they were behind. I mean, that Cardinals game where they got their ass whipped. I mean, they were just trying to catch up for a good chunk of the game until they gave up. So they're just throwing the ball. Same with Dak, I would say too, with that one game against the Saints. I mean, they're down so much. They didn't have time to run the ball anymore. They needed to gain chunk plays and stop the clock if it was an incomplete flat pass. But yeah, I mean, I think besides that, I mean, they're still great quarterbacks, so I'm not surprised that they're there. They're getting the completions. Jalen Hurts, I am surprised but not surprised. I didn't think he'd be in top 5 this early in the week. I thought they'd be running the ball more with Saquon.
Yeah, especially with how he's playing, right? It's kind of surprising to see him there.
Mm-hmm. But I guess with the new offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore, he likes to run a lot of passing plays in motion, a lot of explosive plays. You saw that
right.
Week 3 against
a lot of motion.
Yeah. So yeah. And Geno Smith too. I mean, I guess with the new coach, there's new schemes. They're trying out new things. So yeah, it's a refreshing list, I should say.
Well, there you guys have it. That's our top 5 passing yards for quarterbacks. You guys seen it. But someone else from behind, who knows, at the very bottom could get to the top. It's still early on in the season. But before we get to previewing week 4, let's talk about the number 1 team defense through week 3, and that's the Pittsburgh Steelers. To be honest, I kind of saw this coming. Why? Because I was watching the season opener with Broncos versus the Steelers, and people were saying, dang, Bo Nick sucks. I was like, well, the Steelers defense is actually really good. And if you're watching the game, these guys were shutting down every fucking route. The run, and it's showing right now. They're the top defense in the league. Doesn't surprise me. Like I said, I saw from the first game. But did this catch you guys off guard, just seeing this?
I mean, at first it did, and now looking at who they played, Falcons, Broncos, Chargers, little asterisks on the Chargers because they're hurt right now, but yeah, it's not really surprising. They're kind of doing what they're supposed to be doing on the defensive side of the ball. I should have looked more carefully into the Steelers' schedule when we made our predictions at the beginning of the season. I dogged them pretty hard. Steeler Nation, I apologize.
He raw
this team has a legit chance to win that division. Like I said, their next test is going to be Dallas, and then it appears Jets. Maybe the Commanders, will see how they are at that point, but then then they play the AFC North to finish off the season. I think they have 6 games in their last 8 weeks is all against their entire division. So they're doing what they're supposed to be doing and taking care of business at the beginning of the season. They might catch themselves, I don't know, with like a 7-2 record by the time they start playing AFC North games. So shout out to them for being incredibly well coached. Should never doubt Tomlin. I know better. So,
but I mean, that's been kind of like just the Steelers kind of DNA. They've always had a pretty decent to good defense. So nothing very surprising. That they've always been a defense to look out for. But yeah, so number one team defense, Francis. What do you think about this? I mean, like Zach, he brought up a good point. I mean, the first three teams they played weren't exactly elite teams, but still, do you think this changes when they play a team of a higher caliber?
No, I don't think so. I mean, even since dating back to last year, the defense is really good, and when you have a caliber player, like high caliber player like TJ Watt getting after the quarterback, he's gonna cause a lot of rush throws. He's gonna fill the gaps for running plays, and when you have that at the helm, the rest of the team, the coverage team personnel, they could be a little more aggressive, knowing that they have guys up front that can rush the quarterback. So I'm not surprised at all. I mean, I think they're going to continue this. I mean, I don't know if they'll be number one, but I've put my money that they'll be top 5 defense to end the season.
Yeah,
it just depends if they stay healthy and how they play against some of those more explosive teams. But yeah, I mean, I think they have a good chance to win the division as well. So we'll see if Justin Fields can hold his end of the bargain when the defense gets some stops.
Yeah, good point. I mean, Justin Fields playing, like we said, we talked earlier about him doing enough to keep him in the game and win games. But do you guys also see that there could be a quarterback change in the season? Or I think this is Justin Fields' team now, and it's his team to lose.
Yeah, for sure.
As long as they keep winning, they won't change.
Yeah, definitely. So I guess we'll see that when they face the Cowboys, like you said. That could very well tell us if he's going to be the guy still.
Say something about the schedule. So November 17th, they start playing AFC North games. Ravens, Browns, Bengals, Browns. 4 consecutive weeks right there.
Wow.
And they go to Philly, and then go to Baltimore, and then Kansas City, and then Bengals. So
they got a tough one. That's a tough stretch.
That's pretty insane. From November 17th on, like I said, all 6 of their division games in a span of 8 weeks to close the season. But they're
and those are gonna be that's crucial time too for playoff positioning too.
Yeah, and it's winter time too. Those games are gonna be all cold weather games. They got Colts this week, Cowboys next week, then Raiders, Jets, Giants, Commanders before that gauntlet.
Oh man.
So
they're starting off strong, but it's all about how they finish, right? It's
all about.
We'll visit that again once November 17th comes along. We'll see how the Steelers are doing then. But before we get there, we got to get through Week 4, and we're just gonna preview Week 4 before we get off for the night, everyone. So let's go ahead and run this down. Francis, Zach, let us know what kind of matchups you're looking forward to.
I'm really looking forward to this Thursday night game, Cowboys-Giants. I want to see if Cowboys are going to be able to come in on a short week and kind of get a dub. Because, I mean, the Giants looked pretty good last week against who did they play last week? Was it the Browns? Maybe not last week.
Yeah, it was.
And, I mean, that Danny Dimes and Neighbors connection looks real. I mean, Neighbors has been going off after week 2 and 3. And Devin Singletary, he's not Saquon Barkley, but he's doing well enough to get the running game going and opening up the game. So
he's productive.
He's productive. I'm looking forward to mainly the divisional matchup. So
Saints Falcons,
and also Green Bay Packers. That's another divisional matchup I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, the Saints Falcons one should be a good one, especially with how Carr has been playing and how the Saints offense has been looking against, Cousins working with, was it Drake
London?
Yeah, Drake London and
Drake.
Darnell. I forgot his last name.
Darnell Mooney.
Yeah. Looking like they're. I feel like if they can build more chemistry, that's a trio worth watching. Kirk Cousins to those two could be very deadly if they can work. But like I said, so I'm looking forward to Saints Falcons. For me, obviously, Bronco fan. I want to see how we go against the Jets because last time we faced the Jets, it was terrible, and now we have Aaron Rodgers in there, and this is a real rematch, I guess, that we deserve. So, but yeah, I mean, a divisional one, like you guys said, another one's the Chargers against the Chiefs, but that's if Herbert's still out.
Yeah,
So expect them to be run heavy in that game.
And they have a bye next week too. So if anybody's hurt, banged up, could probably see them sitting out this week. They get a 2-week bye, more or less, to get healthy for the rest of the season. Yeah. I look at that Sunday night football game, Bills Ravens. Sign me up.
I think I think there could be an upset there with the Bills Ravens. I think the Ravens could pull an upset and give the Bills their first loss.
Yep, that second Monday night football game, Seahawks Lions. Two of the better NFC teams so far out the gate, going at it. Lions are debuting their all black unis with the lion blue helmet. So that's gonna be pretty fire.
Yeah.
Eagles Bucks I think is gonna be good. That's a playoff rematch from last year. But my sleeper game of the week, Commanders Cardinals. I think that game is gonna be an offensive showcase. I think it's going to be
scary.
Two of the more electric quarterbacks in the league going at it. Jaden Daniels, can he continue that run that he's on right now? Starting out the gate, Kyler Murray, with Maserati Marv looking pretty good so far. I think that might be like the sleeper game of the week, in my opinion.
For sure.
Yeah. Any other games you want to touch on before we sign off for the night?
You want to do some quick hitters?
Let's do some quick hitters. Who's writing it down?
I'll write it down.
All right. Let me know when you're ready.
All right, let's run it.
All right. First matchup, Thursday Night Football. We got Cowboys, Giants. Give me the Cowboys.
I'm going to take the Cowboys as well.
Same.
All right. 3 for Cowboys. All right, now we got Saints, Falcons divisional matchup. I'm going to go with the Falcons.
Are they playing in Atlanta?
Yeah, it's Atlanta.
It's in Atlanta. Yeah, I'm going to take the Falcons as well.
I'm going to go Saints.
Ooh, okay. Bengals, Panthers in North Carolina. Carolina, yeah.
Battle of the Cats.
Yeah, so give me the Bengals. I think this is where they get their first dub for the season.
I'll take Bengals on that as well.
Yeah, I'm picking them strictly based on. No, you know what? No, this is an Andy Dalton revenge game in Carolina. Just realized that Andy Dalton, he just took apart the Raiders. He always does that in his whole career, and now he's got a revenge game against the Bengals. Give me the Bengals. Give me the Panthers.
All right. Next up, we have Rams visiting the Bears in Chicago. You know what? Give me the Bears.
Bears.
Yeah, I was gonna take the Bears too. Home team.
Yeah, we got a rivalry matchup. Vikings visiting Green Bay. Oh. Give me Green Bay.
I'm gonna take Vikings on this one. I think they're rolling hot.
Damn, I don't.
Rolling into Lambeau though.
Yeah. I think they have enough on their plate that they can sneak a win. It's gonna be close.
Yeah.
Give me Minnesota.
All right. Now we got Jacksonville heading into Houston. Give me the Texans.
Yep.
Texans. Jaguars about to be 0-4.
Oh, good.
Man, rough. Pittsburgh going into Indianapolis. Give me the Steelers.
Yeah.
I'll take the Steelers on that as well.
Broncos, Jets. Don't ask me, but Broncos.
I got Jets.
I'm gonna take the Jets.
All right. We got a good one right here. Eagles versus the Bucks. Give me the Eagles.
You're gonna go Eagles too. Eagles.
Yep.
Zach's game to watch: the Commanders versus Cardinals. Give me the Commanders.
I'm gonna go AZ.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Commanders at this one.
The Patriots visit the 49ers. 49ers, obviously.
Niner gang. I'm picking the Niners.
The Chiefs roll into town. They're visiting the Chargers in LA. Give me the Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Chiefs.
Because I think Herbert's out. And they're going to run the ball. And the Chiefs' run defense has been pretty good. So,
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna take the Chiefs.
Of all the
I know
games the
Jake-
Chiefs lose to blow this undefeated season, it would be the Chargers and a Jim Harbaugh-led team, wouldn't it?
It's true.
Give me the Chargers.
yeah, that's true. J.K. Dobbins going to have a big game. What do you guys think?
We'll see.
Possibly.
Yeah.
All I know, though, too, is the Chiefs have been giving up a lot of passing yards this season so far.
Yes, they have.
If Herbert plays, I don't know.
But I don't
I'm
think
go-
he's playing. I think they're going to sit him out because of the bye week, like you said. It's smart.
It's a very advantageous bye. I hate early bye weeks, but like given the state of football right now with all the injuries, it's not a bad time to have a bye week.
Yeah, I agree. The Browns rolling into Vegas to face the Raiders. Give me the...
Oh,
no.
jeez. AFC North champion. Yeah, give me Cleveland.
Give me the Browns. Give me the Cleveland Steamers.
Give me the Steamer.
I'm gonna take the Raiders on this one.
All right. Our Sunday night game looking to be a good one. The Bills versus the Ravens. Give me the Ravens. I think the Ravens have enough to upset the Bills and give them their first loss of the season.
Do I start the my best team in the NFL thing like I did last year? Do I start it right now?
Might
week
as
4?
well. Might as well
Yeah,
now.
Buffalo's the best team in the NFL. Give me the Bills.
Oh wow. There you go. I will take the Ravens in this one.
Yeah, take the Ravens. It's smart. That's my luck, right?
The Titans rolling into Miami to face the Dolphins without Tua.
Give me the Titans.
Yeah, I'm going Titans on that one.
I don't know. I'm gonna take the Dolphins. Will Levis pisses me off.
There's a lot of people. There's off his coach.
Yeah.
All right. And then our final game of the week, our Monday doubleheader ends with the Seahawks rolling into Detroit. We got a pretty good matchup. And like you said, pretty fire jersey debut for the Lions coming up. Give me the Lions.
Yeah, I'm going to
Give me
Motor
the
City.
non-cowardly Lions.
Going to Motor City. Detroit football.
Alrighty.
And well, there it is. That wraps it up about for tonight, guys. We're going to see how this all works out. I mean, we're finally doing our quick hitters. We didn't get to do it, so sorry for not tuning in the last couple of weeks. Our schedules weren't lining up, but we wanted to really get this one done for you guys at home viewing this. But yeah, before I sign off, I just want to say, please visit our website, K4V3.com. Consider joining our Patreon to get member-only exclusives, like joining our Discord, where you can have access to speak to all of us Cavemen members. It's a community where we talk about many things, video games, conspiracies, whatever you want. We're down to talk about it. Anime, we got all of that covered in there. We also have a brand new segment called Cinematic Symbolisms, where we do a deep dive on some movies and talk about some symbolism hidden in the movies and how it imitates real life. Pretty good stuff. It doesn't necessarily always dark rabbit hole kind of stuff, but it's got some good stuff. So if you're a movie buff and you like looking at stuff like that, check out the Cinematic Symbolism. There you go. Zach Flex in the buff. And another quick shout out to our sponsors at SafeLightCandle.com. Please visit their website, SafeLightCandle.com, so you can get all your cheap LED lighting needs. When I say cheap, I'm not lying to you. They're very cheap. So if you need any accent lighting for your room or just need lighting in general, visit SafeLightCandle.com. Also, I'm going to plug in the homie Francis over here with Clear Cleaning Solutions OC. So if you're in the Orange County area in California and need your home cleaned, whether it's an Airbnb, a rental unit, or just your own personal home, hit up Clear Cleaning Solutions in Orange County. Francis will take care of you. Also, if you're into golf, hit a Proper Golf Co. Our fall lineup is going to drop soon. You can follow us on Instagram as well at Proper Golf Co. We're going to do our whole reveal on the lineup for the fall drop. So make sure you stay in tune if you're a golfer. Get on that. Yes, sir. But with that being said, guys, it was a great one. I hope you guys had fun tuning in with us. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out, guys.
Late. Enjoy week 4, fellas. Yeah.
Hey. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce done on the 28th, guys. They're done.
September?